Cowabunga dudes and dudettes, this is Anthony, aka BatBomb82, and today I'll be doing a review of the Neca Gargoyles Armored Xanatos. Now, taking a look at the front, we can see some amazing artwork of Xanatos. And if we turn the box around, multiple images and panels showcasing the figure in multiple posing positions with its different interchangeable parts and accessories, as well as a cross-sell of other figures from this line at the bottom. So with the box out of the way, let's go ahead and crack this figure open and let him breathe. Alright guys, now let's take a closer look at Xanatos here. Now out of all the gargoyle figures from Neca that they've been putting out, this is the one that I have been anticipating and wanting the most, as this was my favorite character, favorite look from the Gargoyles cartoon, and I genuinely do like that old vintage toy. It was pretty cool, but it was never truly what I wanted out of a Xanatos. And man, all these, 30 years plus later, we're finally getting a really dope Xanatos, and he just looks so good, man. So I love this so much. Now, he basically is just a redeco of the Steel Clan figure that I reviewed not that long ago. So if you have the Steel Clan, you know pretty much what to expect. They're just different recolors for the most part. The only big exception is going to be this like hose type of thing that connects to his little chest piece right here. That seems to be a little glued on separate piece. Other than that, it's just really just the colors. And then the extra head sculpt, which I'll show you here shortly, but still, it still looks awesome. And first of all, the head sculpt itself looks great with the red eyes. You got the red inlay in the ears. Again, I love the hosing right here coming through to the forward chest. And the armor just looks so dope, man. I love how Neca took that really awesome look and semi-modernized it, you know what I mean? You got all this panel lining going in through here. You can see the different rivets and vents going in through the sides right here. I love his abs slash vents going in through the torso right there, going in through the crotch. I love this deep like gunmetal we're getting for the arms and the legs. That looks super cool. And it's nice, it's not metallic, but it is like a shimmery type of red, where you can see a little bit of speckles to kind of like make it look a little more metallic. So that's pretty cool. I do wish it was slightly more metallic, but I still really do like it a lot. The forearm gauntlets look awesome. I love the giant claws that they give these guys. Again, this and the Steel Clan, they just look so good. It's kind of the same thing with the feet here. These big giant razor blade of like claws is just gnarly. And I'm trying to do this with these giant wings on, which can kind of be a pain in the butt. I mean, all of us know, dude, like what is up with the wings in this line? These are some of the better ones since they do kind of like fold in and out, you know what I mean? So it's not terrible. Let's try and turn this guy around here, and we can kind of see a little more of what's going on. Since these guys are wearing suits, our Xanatos is here wearing a suit. This is a suit of armor. He does have a jetpack, that would look that going down to the butt flap. Again, all that panel lining looks really good, and I love the long bendy tail there. It looks really good too. The back of the legs all looks awesome. He's got that sweet robot Goliath mullet, which again I think looks great. I love the texturing on the wings here. All looks very, very awesome. This is just such a cool looking design, man. I don't know anyone who doesn't genuinely love the design of Xanatos. As far as like villains go, no, I know a lot of us talk about Skeletor and Cobra Commander and Megatron, those iconic villains that we grew up on. But for me, I think Xanatos should definitely be up there with top animated villains of all time. Okay, so moving on to accessories here, we do get interchangeable hands. You can see I do got a closed-fisted hand on there and then this giant clawing hand, so you do get 2 of those for each hand. We also, for some reason, get gripping hands. Again, I'm not sure what these are for. These came with the Steel Clan as well. He didn't come with any accessories to actually grip, so I mean, you could use them for something, but it does come with that. And then these come with the more stretched out finger hands, like he's just scratching something or just kind of slash at something, so those are really cool too. Probably my favorite accessories though is I love that we get these you could take these pieces off right here on the forearms that come off like that, and you could add these wrist blasters like so, again just like in the show in the cartoon, what I always thought was really cool, so I do love that. And you get one for each side, and that is just a cool looking thing, man. Again, that just makes me love this whole design of the Xanatos suit and the Steel Clan even more, that they have these wrist blasters. I don't know, I always just thought that was really, really rad. And again, you can just take them off, replace them with the flat panel right here like that, and there you go. Now we're back to normal, so that works out really good. We also do get some effect pieces back here for the thrusters, like his jetpack. So you get this giant one that can plug in back there like that, so it looks like he's taking off and firing into the air, so that's really cool. And same thing, we got one for each foot that just pegs into the bottom of that peg hole back there. Again, so since they have thrusters and then they can't actually fly like real gargoyles, they need these thrusters and jetpacks and things like that. So that's really cool. I do like that, and the effect pieces are pretty solid. They're kind of a smoky, kind of orangey yellow feel to them, so that works out pretty good. Now, as far as that's something different from the Steel Clan, all that stuff comes with the Steel Clan. For this one, we do get an interchangeable head sculpt. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop this off right here. It's a nice tight joint. We do get a Xanatos head sculpt. So this actually has a little neck peg, or a little neck, like a collar piece like there that goes in first, and then you take the head and then pop that on right there. It can be a little tricky to do this on camera like that, like so. That's pretty good. That's probably as good as I'll get it right now on a live video. And then you can pop in the actual Xanatos head like that, and that looks really cool too. You even have his ponytail back there. This is a softer piece that will kind of bend around. And when you put it on, it kind of hits that collar, but it works out okay. And that goatee, that sinister smile, looks really good. I will say it does look a little small in the suit, but I mean, I guess it kind of works as like, this is a bigger head and it's supposed to fit. This is technically a helmet that fits over the head, and this tends to be pretty big, bulky armor, so it's fairly accurate. But I do wish that were a little bit bigger. But I still think it rocks, man. Again, just having the fact that we get a Xanatos where you can have a helmeted and unhelmeted, I think is really super cool. Now let's go ahead and go through articulation here. Again, I'm going to do this with the wings on, even though it could be a little awkward, but I'm still going to do my best here. So the head is on a ball peg, head and neck are on ball pegs, so that rolls around very nicely. Does kind of turn left and right. The back of the long hair is going to hit like the wings and just the back in general because it's so long. But you can, work it, and you can kind of get them looking all the way to the side like that. Kind of have to like tilt it down to look left and right a little bit, but it works out pretty good. You go up and down. The wings are really nice too because they kind of flap out like that, and they kind of go up and down with a little bit of a ratchet joint. That's really nice. And these actually open and close like this, which is a lot better than the more organic wings. So it helps for posability and display options and things like that. We do get a hinge at the shoulder pads. That works out really nice, so they can get out the way. I'm just gonna go all the way up that far, down, back, and forward. Rotation at the bicep. We got double jointed elbows that work out really nicely. You can also rotate at the glove cut or forearm cut there. Rotation at the wrist, as well as a hinge at the wrist. We get a double ball peg at the midsection, so that rolls around, does turn left and right, pivots side to side, crunches back and forth pretty decently. The hip joints are nice and tight, kick all the way up and forward that far, back about that much, splits all the way out that far, rotation in the upper thigh. We got double jointed knees that work very nicely, ankle joints that go up and down. We got a toe articulation like that, as well as a toe rocker like there. And then we do get a nice bendy wire for the tail, so you can pose that around and do whatever you want with that. So that's really nice. So overall, man, I love this piece. Again, it's not completely perfect. I do wish the reds were a little more metallic. I guess wish those wings were a little more workable, but that's, I don't know how you could really avoid that, but still, this is a dream figure of mine. This is something that I've wanted since I was a child. Now as a 41-year-old adult, I finally get the toy I've wanted ever since I was a kid. So for me, he is definitely a must get. So for a quick size comparison, here he is sitting next to a Marvel Legends Deadpool and Mafex Batman figure. Also for comparison, here he is standing next to a couple other NECA Gargoyles figures, being the Steel Clan and Goliath. And just for fun, here he is with little Lego Bat Bomb. So there it is, guys, my review of Armored Xanatos. And like I've said in this video, this is just one of those action figures I have wanted ever since I was a kid. Again, I loved that vintage toy of Xanatos. He was pretty cool, but this is what I've dreamt of my entire life. And again, I feel like he's one of the most iconic villains out there, right up there with Skeletor, right up there with Cobra Commander and Mum-Ra. I absolutely love this Xanatos figure, and Neca has done an amazing job with it. Everything that I loved about the Steel Clan, I love 10 times more with that red Xanatos deco. I just think it looks so freaking cool, from the articulation to those giant huge wings that actually move, to the unhelmeted Xanatos head, to those freaking cool arm blasters. Man, I just love this thing. Again, this is one toy that I've just wanted my entire life, and I finally have it, and I am one happy giant kid, and I think he is definitely a must get. So be excellent to each other and stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.